Mr. and Mrs. Francis. Ladies and gentlemen, a man whose Mediterranean tan needs no introduction. The father of the bride, Mr. David Cobb.
Well, what can I say about Sarah? She's our first daughter to take the plunge into married life. She's been a model daughter. She's been fun all the way through. Her life has been filled with friends, music, laughter, and boys. When I first met Ollie, when he was 17, gangly youth who effortlessly wrested the Sky remote and occupied the sofa for hours at a time watching rugby. Now, Ollie now literally lives life in the exotic fast lane of Formula One, as you know. And I came across a picture of him on Facebook back in May this year, you'll have seen it. And it's a picture of him with Thierry Henry and Lewis Hamilton. And I mused to myself thinking, which of these three guys would I like most to have as my son-in-law? It's often been said that a daughter chooses a life partner who closely resembles her father. So, the similarities are quite clear for all to see. Our lofty stature, our square chin and rugged good looks. Yeah, I will stop there. So, Sarah. Mrs. Francis. You look so radiantly beautiful this evening. My heart is almost bursting with emotion, joy, and happiness for you. You're going to have a wonderful life together. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of laughs. And I know I can speak for both sets of parents, and indeed everybody in this room, that we wish you a long and happy married life together.
It wasn't until year 9 that I joined Berkhamsted School, and a certain Mr. Wiles introduced me to a fresh-faced Oliver Francis. Ollie's job was to show me the ropes and offer any advice a new pupil would need to survive in the mean classrooms of Berkhamsted. It was great to finally meet a sporty, intelligent and handsome guy. So it was at this point, Ollie decided it was going to be his best interest to become close friends with me. But he definitely has taken his time to get to this point, but I couldn't be more honoured to not only play a part in this special day, but also see one of my best mates succeed at yet another aspect of his life. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the groom, Mr. Oliver Francis.
It is amazing, it really is amazing to look around at a room of just your favourite people. I'm sure quite a few have experienced it. Many people are going to get married soon in the room, so you're going to experience it soon. It's genuinely amazing. So thank you all for being here. That's not just from me, that's from my wife and I. I hope this isn't rude. I don't think it's rude. Every bride obviously looks beautiful and amazing and gets told repeatedly for the next 2 hours that she looks amazing. And you may have noticed we rehearsed when I was going to turn around to look at her, so it wasn't too soon or too late. But I was the only person, apart from Nick, but he should have been looking at it in a different way, who got to turn around to that bride, and wow. It was pretty special. I had about 15 to 20 minutes between getting down on one knee and doing the table plans. So I hope you appreciate that. It's been a whirlwind. It was exactly as I feared and imagined it. But Sarah naturally then assumed responsibility for the important things. And my speech fell under that banner. So here we go. The Groom's Speech by Sarah Francis. I knew from the moment I met Sarah that she was the one. Ooh. I remember the way she glided around that grassy school quad in that sexy tartan skirt. Sure, all the girls had the same uniform, but you really made it your own. Tom Chesters and Johnny Sobchak were a bad influence on me, encouraging me to look beyond Berkhamsted School for a girlfriend. Idiots. So I ignored them, broke up with the girl I was seeing from the rival school because it wasn't good PR. And a few weeks later, I altered Justin Timberlake's verse to NSYNC's hit track Girlfriend and delivered it to Sarah romantically from the driver's seat of my grey Vauxhall Corsa in the car park outside Tring Library. She said, yes, the rest is history. I can't read it. We had a lot of fun reading your RSVPs, so thank you very much for those. I say we. Sarah was really delighted when the post arrived, as was Penny, so I generally just watched as they opened every one and read it out to them. But that's the way it should be in a Cobb wedding. It's fair to say there was a broad consensus that the wedding was due. Finally, Ollie has manned up. Thank you, Steph Alston. Ali, Lou, Johnny, Jack, Tommy, Kate, Dixie, Rich, Lottie, Big Rich, Tads, and Rachel. Chris Wells, ever the wordsmith, put a novel twist in his reply. Finally, Ollie has become a man and proposed. Thank goodness Sarah is not a man. Thanks, Chris. Heartfelt. But worryingly, as we made our way through the RSVPs with Penny made her way through the RSVPs, we discovered there was another theme. Ollie has succumbed. Susie. Ollie has caved. My best man, Nick. Not to mention the entire Saws family. A-Rod, 2 Sarahs in the room, in fact, was... No, not that Sarah. Capitulated, buckled, gritted his teeth. Uncle Pete there with a witty dental pun. Perhaps underlying a more sinister truth. Lost all lad points. Ollie and Ratty. And I should probably clear something up. There may have been a tiny little bit of pressure applied from some people, Ali Cobb, but the decision to get married was the easiest decision I've ever made. My brother Ben, the rowdy one, and Rachel, his wife, hit the nail on the head when they said, finally Ollie has realised how lucky he is, and I couldn't agree more. I'm delighted to welcome Sarah into the family. Francis and Cobb. What a deadly duo. World domination is next. To be honest, if the kids aren't grade 8 piano, first team rugby and house captains, then the parents will be pretty livid, won't we? And I cast my mind back to my first trip to Albury, where we were married earlier today. I'm sure I can remember hearing the girls as I approached the village. Was it the sound of music echoing through the woods? Westlife's greatest hits? Perhaps Les Mis? As all of the tone-deaf Francis men, that's all of us and many of us in this room will appreciate, it was quite unnerving to discover the girls gathered around the piano, inviting me to join in. I must have paused, had enough panic on my face, for them to take pity on me and offer me a lifeline, thank goodness. Penny said, David's outside gardening. Phew. I'll go and say hi to that guy and kill some vital time, maybe they'll finish soon. Surely it was going to be less embarrassing than the other option. How wrong I was. I opened the French doors and there he was, Hercules himself. only much, much, much more skimpily clad. In case there are any budding young gardeners amongst you, you may be interested to learn that for maximum gardening dexterity can only be achieved by wearing Speedos. Only Speedos. Only Speedos. Scarred from a young age. As David said, a 17-year-old lanky kid will never be the same again. I still wonder exactly what he was working on, because as far as I could see, there were no tools, no lawnmower, just a fully reclined sun lounger and what looked like some tanning oil. Perhaps he was ripening something. That just leaves me to thank my wife. Seriously, forget how beautiful she looks today. It doesn't even compare to the beauty of her character. And I've decided to go back to Sarah's words, because I thought at this stage they were quite apt, and I wouldn't lose any lad points. I did know, pretty much from the first time I saw you, that we were going to be together. Perhaps not when or for how long, but I was determined to make it happen. It has been the most incredible 12 years together. We've grown up together. And if I'm carrying on loving you more and more each day, then it's probably a good thing I didn't wait any longer to propose, or else this speech might have got a little soppy. I married my best friend from school, and how many people get to say that? Yeah, I probably would have written something similar.
You're in the wrong job.
So that's it. I'd like everyone to please stand up. We will have a toast. First of all, to the beautiful bridesmaids, and second of all, to Mrs. Sarah Francis.
They say that a good best man speech should last as long as you expect it to take the groom to consummate the marriage. Thank you very much.
Only kidding. Can actually probably be a bit quicker than that.
Yeah.
Seriously though, my name is Nick and this is Tom, and it's our pleasure to stand before you today as Ollie's joint best men. And we're particularly honoured, Ollie, given you're a bit of a social mammoth, and I feel you're spoilt for choice when it came to dedicated friends and family members who would have loved to have acted as your best men today. I think you've chosen really well. Tom is an award-winning comedian. We co-wrote this. Award-winning. So an obvious choice. And I work for the Inland Revenue, so it's going to be really good. We are the chosen ones. But with this many friends, Ollie, it meant we had no shortage of offers for material to include in this speech. But I can genuinely say we could turn everybody down, because we've got enough already. But that's not because you've been particularly open with us, or different, or more, relaxed with us than anyone else. It's because, ladies and gentlemen, Tom and I acquired something a couple of years ago which can only be described as a best man's goldmine when it comes to writing a speech. It's not nearly. So what is this, I hear you ask? Well, for some unknown reason, at the tender age of 25, Ollie Francis borrowed Tom's laptop and quite literally started writing his own life story. But then Oh, there's the face. I've been waiting for that. But then he quickly deleted it, and I suspect he forgot about it altogether. But there's one thing, luckily for all of us, that Ollie doesn't know how to do, and that's empty a computer recycle bin.
So listen, just in case you've forgotten, Ollie, do you remember that time when you had that shoulder surgery and because of your flaky shoulder, it kept dislocating and you wanted something constructive to do with your good hand? He remembers now, good. Literally, guys, a lot of people have got on Tony mentioned it today in the wedding and the service and a little story, but this is genuinely true, what we're about to say now. Folks, this is a copy of Ollie's life story in his very own words. But helpfully, okay, he filled his memoir with his first impressions of his university friends, amusing anecdotes, a chapter-by-chapter synopsis of key life events, and crucially, his real feelings about Sarah. So we're going to read some of it to you today. Come on, smile.
But he did make a sensible step of changing a few names in his work. He became Jamie, the rugby captain from Hertfordshire. And Sarah, you became Amy. You became Amy, the trainee dentist from Leeds University. Really good move, Ollie. How could anyone possibly crack this code?
Let's start off by setting the overall tone of the narrative with some descriptions of the key people in his life. Why not? Should we start with you, Nick? Yeah, what he wrote on his first impression of you with his very own words about you. Let's do this. Okay. One of the first people I met at university. Really welcoming. But not at all what I'm looking for in a friend. And not someone I need in my life.
Okay, how about first impressions of Tom?
Hit me with it.
Weak and feeble. The physical antithesis of me in every way, but yet has a very similar personality. A good love life advisor and a real gangster.
Chapter 4, failing first year exams. There was chapter 5, getting dumped, and chapter 16, London, the return of Sarah. Other parts were news to me and Nick. We did read through it several times. There was chapter 8, coping with being a male fantasy for others.
There was one section in that which we mentioned earlier, which we haven't read out yet, and it really does show a side of Ollie which I don't think many people know. This section was called Sarah. Okay, he's not too worried yet. Okay. So, this is Ollie's words. Nothing about Sarah is in your face. She doesn't laugh just to get attention. She never overdresses or wears too much makeup. She has glorious eyes and immeasurable beauty. She only opens up to those she trusts, which is so, so endearing. And her divinity is created by her subtleness. Ollie, you smoothie. Surely you didn't ruin this by writing anything weird.
Possibly one bit. There's just one bit that he says, he ended this section with the immortal words, all of these traits come from her lovely mother. All we're saying is, David, just don't leave him unsupervised for too long this evening. Ollie, seriously, you're an absolute hero for giving us this gift. We're sorry if you don't remember parts of this book. But so we decided, so you don't forget any part of what you wrote, we decided to put it all together in the book, Oliver Francis, My Life. So we're going to present that to you right now. So you can read back some of your words. We'd like to entitle it, Don't Write Your Memoir on a Friend's Laptop and Then Forget to Delete It.